So that's Kumar Sangakkara's record, 3,838 runs, and he's in the pink of form. He's batting in great touch after that 100 in the last one-day international. Sanath Jayasuriya is still to make an impression in the series. There's a lot of expectation from him, but that really is a great pedigree. 10,164 runs, averaging 31.96, and Sri Lanka really expects from him.
Irfan Pathan will start proceedings. To Sangakkara, gets off the mark straight away. Will look for two and gets it quite easily. Attacking field set, 3 slips in a gully, 7 in the offside, 2 on the leg. Once again, Rahul Dravid good with the toss. It's more or less the same team. The only change, Murali Karthik makes way for Srishant, who gets his second match. Good young fast bowler, conditions perfect for him. Once again, the super sub Suresh Raina, the left-handed batsman. Remember, the fast bowlers in the first hour, especially in Pune, getting a lot of help and doing some early damage.
That's really the reason that Kumar Sangakkara really would have to do all the work, because he's the man in form, and whatever assistance the bowlers would have would be in this first hour. Irfan Pathan, he has a reputation of being a great mover. 68 wickets. So the Sri Lankans, without Mahela Jayawardene, have included Upul Taranga, beg your pardon. Upul Taranga comes again with a good record in under-19 cricket, and they've also left out Upul Chandana and included Nuwan Soiza, considering the assistance the pace bowlers may get on this. Nilan Samaravira doing their super sub duties.
Nice little ground here in Pune, very pretty. People taking all the points on the ground. Third slip coming out now, far more defensive, just 2 slips in place, 3 in the ring on the offside. Extra protection in terms of square leg for Irfan Pathan. Jayasuriya on strike. Could be straight. Jayaprakash, the umpire, not giving it. Very, very close indeed.
Certainly was close. The question was, where did it pitch? It was just marginally half, one would think. And I think that was the reason that there was an element of doubt in Jayaprakash's mind as to the question as to whether it pitched on leg stump or outside it.
This time it was far too short. This is not the area where you bowl to Sanath Jayasuriya. He had plenty of time to dispatch it. His first boundary.
You need to keep the ball up on this track, as anything short would be treated very, very harshly. Sanath Jayasuriya very quickly onto it. He's really had a few problems with injuries recently, particularly to his shoulder.
That could be close, and he's gone. Picks up his first wicket. And the man in form, Sangakkara, failing for the first time in this series. So the Indians continue their good run.
This really is a big wicket for India. That ball in perfect line, perfect length, and also did that little bit, pushing Sangakkara on the back foot. He was not quite sure whether he was going forward or not. In fact, probably he should have gone forward, hit him right in front, and Billy Bowden has no difficulty in making that decision. So really a big wicket for India. Sri Lanka losing Sangakkara for 8, Sri Lanka 17 for 1. This really is a great opportunity for the young man, as the Sri Lankan batting really hasn't been coming to scratch.
Nicely played. Left-handers always look elegant, and here's another one. Taranga's first boundary.
A rather uncomplicated technique by Taranga. Stays on the front foot usually, but as soon as he forces the bowler to go short, stands tall, he is a tall guy, and pushes it into the gap. There's plenty of value on this pitch and this outfield.
Handstand dropped. Rahul Dravid, safe catcher, puts down a sitter. Great delivery from Ajit Agarkar. Unlucky.
Would this be the break in Sri Lanka's luck? Great delivery, as you did mention, Shiva. Jayasuriya just not getting that foot close enough. Flew to Dravid around chest height. Couldn't get his hands in the right position, in fact, and spilt it. See, a bit of an awkward situation with those hands.
Oh, this is not a bowler's game. Dropped the previous delivery and the boundary of the next one. Ajit Agarkar will be disappointed, but Jayasuriya won't mind it. He's got a life and he's picked up a boundary.
Yes, it is an unforgiving pitch. Anything which is short can be punished for runs. And Jayasuriya gets it away this time through the offside. Uppish, but still past the man at point.
Comes at a chest high, which is at times an awkward height, like you mentioned. Wasn't sure which way he was going to go. Finally grabs at the ball and has no second chance. There you go. Fingers pointing upwards. Would have been a better idea. Bit of bat, could have saved him, but he's given him. Ajit Agarkar straighter again this time. The line was good. And he's picked up another left-hander. Sanat Jayasuriya, who's looking good but lucky to survive, has gone.
It's when the ball's pitched up, it certainly does move. This time Ajit Agarkar keeping the ball up to Sanat Jayasuriya. Sanat Jayasuriya looking to whip him through the onside. Playing across the line, wrapped on the pad, but umpire Billy Bowden had no doubt about that. He took his time, but up went the crooked finger. And there you are. The Indians have struck again. Jayasuriya, he perishes for 16, Sri Lanka 36 for 2.
Loose from Dilshan.
You can't play shots like that, not yet. The ball is seaming around, and that certainly moved off the pitch. Good outswinger.
Lovely shot. Fractionally over pitch, but Taranga was onto it in a flash. Now that's a quality shot. 50 comes up for Sri Lanka. Again, what's the balance? Nice stride forward.
Picked it early. Top shot. And he's very strong in that area from backward point to extra cover. Very good on the offside. Doesn't let anything that's over pitched or short get away. That's his strength, and he's got all 4 boundaries in that region.
Where's he been hiding, Ranil? Looks good. Top edge. This is gone. Good aggressive bowling by Srishant. He's surprised the left-hander with a short delivery. Third wicket goes down for Sri Lanka, and the Indians on a roll at the moment.
Big trouble for Sri Lanka. Taranga was going well, and he was certainly taken by surprise. The first short delivery he got, couldn't control it, got a top edge and offered a simple catch to Ajit Agarkar. So the third wicket has fallen. 3 top order batsmen gone. India right on top. Taranga having made 21 of 27 balls departs, and Sri Lanka are 51 for 3.
Just a bit of width and shortened length. Atapattu likes them in that area. Just 2 men outside the ring, so the opportunity to score a boundary was there, and the Sri Lankan captain grabs it.
That's a rare loose one under the circumstances. These have to be put away. Didn't even bother to try and keep it down, just went over the infield. Atapattu. It was a gift.
Oh, Yuvraj Singh makes a valiant attempt, but just wide of him. Very risky, but he gets a boundary. Dilshan.
Played on the up. There was just a little bit of width. Yuvraj couldn't get to that. It was way above his head. But that could have been dangerous. Got away with it.
Oh, good attempt. Took some pace off the ball. Suresh Raina, the man in. Looked like a certain boundary, but this man is a top quality fielder.
Well, this is top cricket. Just take a look at that shot and take a look at this for fielding. This is exceptional. Suresh Raina is in there for Tendulkar. Now he's a live wire, this youngster. I'm told he's one of the best in the field, and he's just given an example of that.
Changing his pace, which is a good thing to do by Pathan. Once again, Yuvraj doing a good job.
Well, they're diving all over the place. It looks like a water polo match. Just take a look at this one. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I was talking to Greg Chappell, and he says that the trick is to be consistent, not let your guard down, not relax for a moment.
Oh, that's a beauty. That's a cracker. Brings up the 100 and the 50 partnership. Dilshan is looking dangerous.
52 or 53 these two have put on. That is an absolute cracker. Judged it to a nicety, knew the ball was going on, not coming in. Just made a little bit of room, didn't go towards the pitch or the line, played it square.
Down the track, good shot. He's a good player of spin, Marwan Adapadu.
Certainly is. It's just a question of lack of confidence. This is really the role he should be playing, using his feet to the spinners, and that was played with great competency.
That's a fine shot. No half measures whatsoever there. That was pitched up and panged down the ground by Dilshan. His 8th boundary.
He does like it when it's pitched up, Dilshan, and that's really the way he plays. Looks at attacking the ball all the while.
And just clears that front foot away and generates the par. There again. This is a good cricketing shot. The field is up and he's taking his chances here.
Yes, Dilshan's someone you really can't predict. There again, looking at going down the ground, taking the aerial route. Yes, if Sri Lanka do get the 300, it's going to be a built up a game like the previous one, and that brings up Dilshan's half century, a very well made half century. Came at an exceedingly difficult time for Sri Lanka, and in fact carried the attack to the bowlers, and that's really what paid off for him.
And good to see the crowd applauding the young man.
3 for 51 at one stage, Sri Lanka.
Oh!
Has he got his man? No. First they were going up for the LBW. Maybe he got a little bit of bat on it, and then Dhoni couldn't quite hold on. So that was a close thing.
Plenty of excitement. Yes, he did hit it onto his foot, and Dhoni for a moment may have been unsighted, but he did get his gloves to it. So let hope for Dilshan.
That's in the air. This is not going to be a let-off. Dilshan has perished to some spectacular bowling by Harbhajan Singh. The last over, this over, just couldn't quite get the hang of Harbhajan Singh. This is disaster for Sri Lanka. Dilshan was the man that India needed, and they've got him.
Yes, that's disappointing from Sri Lanka's point of view. And very good off-spin bowling from Harbhajan Singh. He tried to work it on the leg side. The ball didn't come onto the bat. And the leading edge goes to Tendulkar. Simple catch. So Dilshan, having played some good shots, is dismissed at a crucial time. And Sri Lanka have lost their 4th wicket. 148 for 4, and Dilshan departs for 52.
That is a good shot. That'll run away for 4. Tremendous use of his feet, Atapattu. That also brings up his 50. Wonderful time to find form, the Sri Lankan captain.
Well played, Marwan Atapattu. Reaches his 54th ODI half-century, 10th against India, and that was a handsome shot coming down the track and smacking it past the bowler.
Wide of Tendulkar, will be more runs. Atapattu picks up his 5th boundary.
Excellent placement. He just waited on it.
Oh, that was a great opportunity.
Terrific effort by Yuvraj Singh. That would have been a magnificent catch, diving full length, getting his left hand to it. This would have been a boundary had he not got there. Almost getting it. Good shot. That's banged down the ground for 4. That's the best shot he's played so far in this innings, Russell Arnold.
He's been out there for 45 minutes. He's played 39 deliveries. Time to move on. Over pitched and in the right slot for Russell Arnold. With about a hand dragging it to mid-on. Effective batsman in the slog overs.
Goes again. That's a good strike. And it's gone all the way for 6. 10 runs of the last 2 balls. So Russell Arnold changing gears. 2-1-2 for 4. 210 for 4. Could hit last ball of the previous over. 6 was signalled. But the ball just bouncing before the rope, you can see here. In fact, it was the fielder who signalled it's a boundary. That's a very good shot from Marwan Atapattu, fractionally short. But he got himself into excellent position. Good start to the over.
Gentle loosener from Irfan Pathan. You can't afford that in the slog overs. Always puts pressure on the bowler when you start the over with the boundary.
Another cracking shot. That's Atapattu at his best. Square of the wicket on the offside. That went to the fence like a bullet. Pathan suffered at the hands of the Sri Lankans in the last game, went for close to 70.
Extremely good square of the wicket on both sides. First on the leg side and this one through the off.
What a sight for a fast bowler. Right up, the off stump has gone for a toss. Russell Arnold departs. 44 overs have been bowled. It's 231 for 5.
And a very good delivery. Just talking about the great Wasim Akram. Very much like him. Bit of swing right into the block hole. Russell Arnold, the pressure was created by the lack of runs in this over. And Irfan Pathan picks up his first wicket in this match. A bit of relief for him, and Arnold has played his part. He's gone for 32. It's 231 for 5.
He's bowled him. Now, how did that happen? I think he bottom edged it, surprising Maruf with that full toss. Well, Ajit Agarkar strikes again. Maruf, the dangerous Maruf, walking back.
Yes, Arun, I thought you said that full tosses are difficult to get away. And here you are. This is Maharoof just looking to try and heave that, missing it completely, and seeing that all three stumps rattled. So Maharoof, he goes out to a full toss for just 3. Sri Lanka 237 for 6. They've been able to keep the Sri Lankans under control, and wickets have been falling in the last couple of overs.
He's taken him. Another full toss, and that is a miraculous catch. Virender Sehwag has plucked one out of thin air. Isn't he delighted? That really stuck.
It was a stunning catch indeed. I was not quite sure as to what he was going to do, but he stuck his hand out and the ball just stuck into it, as you would say. He was also surprised. Bit of a fumble, but there was no question about the catch. So Sehwag, he's struck, he's done his job, and the captain's innings comes to an end. Atapattu goes, Sri Lanka 241 for 7.
That's gone through for 4. Welcome runs for Sri Lanka. It also brings up the 250. Inside edging it for 4.
Unusual situations demand unorthodoxy, and that's why Muralidharan's out there. We really can't set a field to him. See, that was meant to go down to mid-wicket, but it ended up at deep fine leg.
Everybody is at the edge of the 30-yard circle. There's 4 that are saving 1, or actually saving 4. Bowled him. So this is the best by an Indian on this ground. Ajit Agarkar has 4. Muralidharan has departed. His stumps being disturbed by the perfect Yorker.
It indeed was a perfect Yorker right in the block. There was nothing very much Muralidharan could have done. Went for that mid-wicket heave of his and uprooted the stumps. Excellent delivery. One would say that this is excellent bowling from Agarkar. Muralidharan departs and Sri Lanka lose the 8th wicket for 252.
He's got his man. Ajit Agarkar is having a ball. Everything is going right for him.
Nothing's really gone wrong for Ajit Agarkar. That one just picking up and hitting the stumps, you know, all done in one movement. Just look at this. That was hit in his direction, but left-handed and down with the stumps. So Ajit Agarkar, he succeeds again in running out Nuwan Soiza. Nuwan Soiza perishes, Sri Lanka 261 for 9.
The outside edge, and he has his man. Ajit Agarkar has 5. What a day he's having. Well, best figures on this ground. They're not his best, but they're the best figures by anybody in Pune.
What a fine spell of bowling by Ajit Agarkar. Came in at a stage when runs had to be kept down, and as the Sri Lankans were just aiming to get as many as possible, Chaminda was getting an outside edge, and he goes caught by wicketkeeper Dhoni. So very fine performance by the Indians. And there you are, Ajit Agarkar picking that last wicket up. No wonder he's delighted. What a fine performance this has been. 5 wickets, a fine run out, backed by excellent fielding. The Indians certainly must be very proud of themselves.
And Sri Lanka, well, lost 3 quick wickets. They were 51 for 3 at one stage. Then that partnership between Dilshan and Atapattu of 97 brought them back. And at one stage it looked like they could head towards a total of 280, 290. But then look at that, at the end just fell apart. Agarkar really doing most of the damage. But in the middle, Harbhajan had a beautiful, beautiful spell when he got up the wicket, the all-important wicket of Dilshan. So 20 extras in that performance, 261 for Sri Lanka.
And there you are. Ajit Agaka. He was the highlight, 5 for 44. But one can't take away anything from Harbhajan's spell of 10 overs for 35 runs. Others too added support. But again, all this was due to the great fielding of the Indians. A fine performance indeed.
Chaminda Vas will start proceedings for the Sri Lankans. 257th ODI for him. 328 wickets. Good average. Good economy rate.
Here goes Bas. Sehwag is the man on strike. Now when Sri Lanka batted first, we saw the Indian bowlers getting some movement in the air. They got some help from the pitch as well. There was some moisture. Still no runs on the board. That's something you don't see too often, especially with this pair. 16 balls, and how useful this will be for Sri Lanka. Not only does it build the pressure, a good start keeps everyone on the toes. And now if you get a wicket, then it's a real bonus. India finally get off the mark. No ball signal.
Mavanatapattu having the confidence to bring his fine leg up. Clearly overstepped.
So one for no loss. Tendulkar off the mark with a boundary. Played that well. Rolling his wrist, keeping the ball on ground.
Straight just that little bit. Was outside the off stump, so Tendulkar had enough room to sway back and hit it in the gap between cover and extra cover.
Top edge. Luckily for Tendulkar, it's gone the distance. It's really the pace of Fernando that gets the ball there. Well, that really hurried onto him.
Was nowhere near completing the stroke. Got caught midway.
That's smashed down the ground. No problems whatsoever on that occasion. 2 boundaries in the over already.
Overpitched and driven. Didn't get his feet forward very much. But he's now waiting to get onto the front foot and hit through the line. Even though that was not pitched right up to him. Made sure he hit through the line, and that's made the captain and the bowler think.
That's why I say it's amazing how on good surfaces you might bowl a couple of good overs, and then a couple of overs can shift the momentum straight away. Now, further thought being put into the field placing. There's a man at short mid-off. And Sehwag might have holed out here. Mid-on, dropping back to take it. He's put it down. Muthaiya Muralidharan was the man running back. One of the best fielders in the Sri Lankan side. It was always going to be a difficult one, never easy to take a sky when you're running back. But he kept his eyes on the ball, and the ball just got away from him. Have a look, everything right about this.
Although Muralidharan couldn't hold on to the catch, it's no doubt going to be encouraging for Vas, because he's seen that Sehwag and Tendulkar are taking chances. Vas will know that if he keeps the ball in the right areas, that frustration will creep into the batsman.
Bolden giving the charge to Vas and missing it altogether. You could see the pressure building up, and this is just what Sri Lanka needed. They've hung in there and they've got the wicket of Sachin Tendulkar.
Stunned silence in the stadium as Tendulkar loses his off stump. And as I mentioned a moment ago, Was would have been happy that the ball went in the air. That catch given by Sehwag. But here Tendulkar stepping out, having a swing, and Was has a victory. Sri Lanka have picked up 1 wicket, the first Indian wicket to fall at 23, and Tendulkar goes for 11.
Big grunt at the time of release, and Yuvraj Singh, who's not started off well against the spinners. One of the reasons being set in at number 3 against the faster bowlers, plays a very sweet shot.
Yes, I think this pitch is something where whenever you're bowling wide or giving the batsman width, the batsman's got all the opportunity of making use of it.
And he's gone! Great catch! Tilakaratne Dilshan pulls out a beauty, and Zoisa strikes with his first delivery.
Not the best of deliveries, trifle short, but forcing Yuvraj into playing the square drive, what might I say. Didn't have much control, and straight to Dilshan, a very good low catch. And the Sri Lankans have struck again, a very important wicket. So wickets is what matters. Yuvraj goes, India 34 for 2.
Sehwag just clearing the man at mid-on. The intention was to go over the top, but the timing wasn't good at all. Unfortunate to pick up a boundary.
It's just chipped it over the man down at mid-on, just on the 30-yard circle. A slow delivery, as you would see, having his fingers across the ball, but just managing to clear the man. Certainly not got his timing right today, Sehwag, but all the same, picked up 4 runs there.
That's his strength. Meat and drink, provide him with width outside the off stump. He's going to make it pay. Also brings up the 50. 10 overs gone, 52 for 2. Edged and dropped. Oh, that's going to be a costly miss. Doesn't come more straightforward than that. Great piece of bowling by Zosa, but Sangakkara had missed it.
A huge miss. They don't come easier than that. That really did come straight into Sangakkara. Sangakkara very complacent, spilling it. What a spill this is. Will the Sri Lankans regret this? Once again, a poor shot from Sehwag. Frustration creeping in. And Sangakkara spills it.
He isn't happy. No bowler is happy. And what makes it even worse, he picks up a boundary. The next delivery.
This does usually happen. But, so it's a straying on leg side, and Sehwag putting it away.
Atapattu has to think wickets all the way. He cannot just think of containment. Sri Lanka have to pick wickets at regular intervals to keep the pressure on India. Oh, beautiful timing. Once it reaches those practice plots, it's 4 runs for the taking. Arun Rahul Dravid from the outset has timed the ball superbly.
Especially on the onside, Ravi. This is the 3rd on drive that I remember. Just take a look at this. The ball just keeps traveling. There's not too much of a flourish of the bat. It's just pure timing. Wonderful. They're 3 up, threatening to go 4 up. Unless Sri Lanka does something dramatic here. Takes a couple of wickets now.
That's well played. Ample time for Dravid to play that shot. And the balance slowly but surely shifting India's way. 103 for 2.
Good partnership between Dravid and Sehwag. They've taken it on from 34 for 2.
And he's gone. The Dusra gets him a wicket. Virendra Sehwag has to go. Got into the 40s this time around. Just too short of his half century. And Muthaiya Muralidharan, Ravi Shastri's been saying for a long time, needs to get into the attack. Picks up a wicket in his first over.
A weak shot. Just simply gave it away. Straight into the hands of slip. Muralidharan is happy. Smiles all over. And the Sri Lankans have got a breakthrough. They just needed that. And Sehwag goes, having faced 58 deliveries, out for 48. Caught Arnold ball, Muralidharan. And India now 112 for 3. It's the type of pitch, maybe a little bit of air could possibly help. Not try to bowl it too flat, too fast. Just make the batsman think, make the batsman come down the track.
We've gone up an appeal. Willie Bowden says no. It was spontaneous. Was there two sounds? Was there an inside edge?
Screams from the crowd with that appeal. That's the flight that was required. Certainly nowhere near the bat.
Lays the shot particularly well, Venugopal Rao, and he picks his spot very nicely. First boundary for Venugopal Rao.
Drifted just a little bit down the leg side, and he picked it up. Very nicely played. He stretched right out to make sure that he put the ball in the gap between that short fine leg fielder and the deep backward square leg fielder. That's a very well executed sweep shot.
He smashed it. Has he cleared it? That's a flat 6 from Venugopal Rao. 25 overs gone. It's 142 for 3. Once one, and yet another half century for Rahul Dravid.
They're on their feet, and they are really applauding a top innings from Rahul Dravid. Came in at number 4, and he's kept the scoreboard ticking right through. 50 of just 51 deliveries, 6 boundaries. That means a strike rate of 98. The captain's leading the way.
That is a magnificent shot. Venugopal Rao really generates a lot of power on the back foot square. That is a brilliant hit. Sped away to the fence.
Oh, this man packs a punch in his shots. Although small in stature, he really hits it hard. She does remind me of one of your greats, our own Gundappa Vishwanath. Small in stature, very powerful and very compact in the way he plays.
This time he's gone over the top. Same result. He's exceptionally good on the offside. Maruf is having problems. Maruf is really struggling as a bowler in this series. Yes, indeed, he should be disappointed.
Rao really stepping on the gas. Short, giving him ample opportunity.
Have they got his man? Have they got the man? Yes, they have. The outside edge. Muralidharan has done it again for Sri Lanka. He's provided an opening. Rao, very disappointed, walks back to the pavilion after a well-made 38.
Excellent delivery by Muralidharan. He's the man who's always capable of picking up wickets. The deuce, as you would see, the ball straightening out. There was Rao looking to just glide it away, and a thin edge. Sangakkara picks up the catch, and Muralidharan has struck for Sri Lanka. Rao walks back, caught by Sangakkara. India 176 for 4.
That's gone in the air. There's a fielder getting under it, and they've got him. That is a good take, and Rahul Dravid, the man that they needed, they've got. Couldn't quite control that hook, and that really says the story. Dravid makes a long walk back.
There's stunned silence in the grounds. a spate of slow deliveries and the short one. Dravid tempted into the shot and a very, very good catch by Chaminda Was. Low down, he had to cover a lot of ground, and isn't he delighted? So it's a big wicket for Sri Lanka. The captain Rahul Dravid, after a fine knock of 6-3, goes India 180 for 5.
Have they got his man? They've got him. Muralidharan has got another. Irfan Pathan got behind for naught. This is a big blow. 6 wickets down now for India.
So the man who the Sri Lankans were relying to pick up wickets. A lot of spin here this time for Muralidharan. And pitch somewhat in the rough. And I'm not quite sure whether he made a nick on that, but the umpire felt so. And Muralidharan has got his man Irfan Pathan. Caught by Sangakkara. He goes without scoring. India 180 for 6.
A smash back. And long off can be a spectator as the ball crosses the line. 197 for 6.
They've got to find a way of cutting the singles out and creating some kind of pressure on the Indians.
Is Dilshan posing no threat at this stage, and that's really why the Sri Lankans should look to their ace bowlers. Because they can't allow batsmen to settle in, which they have done, both this pair, Dhoni and Raina.
Very nicely executed. And it's a boundary. Mahendra Singh Dhoni's first boundary, would you believe it? He's been there for 52 minutes and just gets his first boundary. 227 for 6. What a shot! Stand and deliver. He's batted extremely well, and the 50 partnership comes up.
So Raina, equal to the task, brings up the 50 partnership, 53 or 54 balls. Just look at that, not very many boundaries, but made in singles. Going to show the maturity these two players have batted with. Doing the charge and hitting it on the up. And the Sri Lankans have left it too late for their better bowlers, Muralidharan and Was, to come into the attack.
And this time goes over the top. And when he does that, he clears the fence by a huge distance.
And this is what the crowd has been waiting for from Dhoni. He came in with a huge reputation, and he's not done away with it. There you are, at 6. Not disappointed any of the crowd. And he might even finish off with another, like he did in the last game.
What does he eat? Right into the Indian dressing room. He is unbelievable. It's in the air and it's gone the distance. India have won this match and have won the series 4-0. What a magnificent contribution from this current Indian team. Everybody has chipped in, and this has been a fantastic partnership. They were 180 for 6 at one stage, and partnership of 82 between Dhoni and Suresh Raina sets India yet another magnificent victory.
This is the card. Virendra Sehwag 48. He had his chances, 2 missed catches. Tendulkar went early. Dravid steadied the ship together with Venugopal Rao, who played a lovely breezy innings, a lot of style. But Dhoni and Raina, that partnership really carried India to victory. Excellent partnership, came in at the nick of time, and they were unbeaten.
Sri Lankan bowlers will be disappointed once again. Chaminda was just bowling a 6 overs, picked up a wicket of Tendulkar again. Dilhana Fernando was quite effective. Impressive indeed. Numan Zoysa picking up a wicket with his first delivery. And Parvez Maroof once again very expensive indeed. Muthaiya Muralidharan was the pick of the lot. 3 for 35 in his 9. Jaya Surya getting 3 overs in. Dilshan expensive. So was Russell Arnold. So 262 for 6. Just 8 extras in that. And India once again getting there in style. And that was the fourth time Dhoni's finished off the match with a 6.